most fearful things is the unknown. The best you can do is be vigilant and try to be the best you can be. Expect the unexpected and other platitudes. I braved the wild, wild west, the rugged frontier known as the fighting game major, Texas Showdown.
This was my third time going to Texas Showdown, and I figured why not make a vlog of it this time. I tried to record as much as I could, but I ended up being pretty busy and constantly running into IRL friends and online friends, which was nice because those online friends are somewhat IRL friends now. But yeah, I didn't get as much footage I hoped to get. However, I did get to interview Guile Win Quote. Stay tuned for that. If you don't already know, Texas Showdown is a fighting game tournament major event. If you haven't ever been to a major, they're like Comic Cons, but for like fighting games. You've probably heard of EVO, but there's others like Combo Breaker, CEO, DreamHack, etc., etc. I'm ready, Houston. Give it to me.
Tired, but ecstatic to embark on this journey. They're looking forward to hanging out with friends and playing video games. But they know there's the ever-looming threat of the unknown. Uncertainty. Disappointment. Will there be an accident? Will they get sick? Will they have an unfortunate wardrobe malfunction? They decided to wear a thong. You sure about that? Bravery or naivete? Will the food be ass? Houston food is usually good, but still. What if you go to a place and it's overpriced and mediocre? There are reasons to be scared.
My journey begins. I used the bus. I'm in Austin and it's about 3 hours or less to get to Houston. I really don't like that people normalize operating heavy machines for extended hours. It's not your job. You don't have to do it. Cars are dangerous. Come on, America. I thought we're supposed to be the greatest nation on earth. Why is our mass transit so bad? Well, I know why, but you know what I mean. Anyway, road trip. The bus ride was pleasant. I got a nap in, I saw a bunch of cows. There were so many cows. I even saw a farm that had a zebra on it. Riding the bus lets you just sit back and enjoy the views. Unfortunately, Texas is mostly flatlands, but a lot of the views were still pleasant. And I got to the hotel. It was a pretty easy trip, really laid back. I really like this light picture in the lobby. The hotel, which is where the event is held, is pretty nice. It's easy to get to each hall. Galleria? Ballroom? Whatever. I have 2 qualms though. I'll get to the second one a little later, but like the first qualm right here, we got lucky with the second floor room, right? I was happy because we could just use the stairs and not deal with the elevator. Turns out, you're not allowed to use the stairs unless it's an emergency. So we had to get on an elevator just to go up 1 flight. It sucked. Plus, one of the elevators kept breaking, so there was constant elevator traffic. Also, I have a bit of claustrophobia, so cramming into elevators gives me a little panic if I let my mind wander. I didn't know I was claustrophobic until my family went to Universal Studios, and my brother and I went on Back to the Future ride. Before you get on the actual ride, you go through a fun little queue line, and there's like little things to do here and there. It's kind of like an interactive line. You know, a lot of theme parks have those. But anyway, then they put you in this tiny little elevator. As you walk in, there's a sign that says if you have claustrophobia, then you could pass through the elevator and skip to the next part. As I read it, I thought to myself, I don't think I have claustrophobia. And sure enough, I started sweating and getting dizzy. Luckily, my brother was talking to me and making jokes along with the funny videos playing in the elevator. So I was able to get through it. I think I played it off. I don't know. I might have been obviously losing it, but yeah, I don't know. You exit the elevator to the DeLorean, and I was climbing in. I was just thinking to myself, well damn, apparently I'm claustrophobic. It's okay though. Storm's claustrophobic too. Queens can have weaknesses. We're still powerful. Storm gets through it with her fellow X-Men. My brother, even though he probably didn't even notice, was able to help me get through the scary moment.
Lucky you. Do you believe you would have made it through on your own?
Our room was nice. We were right off the pool. I quickly freshened up and did a wardrobe change. I headed downstairs. The mini arcade was nice. I wish there were a little bit more games, but still, it was good. There was a nice variety of games. Someone broke one of the levers on the NorCab. It made me sad. It reminded me of how consistent it is to have broken cabs in American arcades. I'm kinda spoiled being used to Chinatown Fair. They were pretty good with upkeep. And going to Japan, every arcade I went to, the staff was immediately on it if something was off. Much props to Arcade UFO here in Austin. They keep their cabs on point. Oh, I caught myself in the mirror, so you know I had to film the fit. Besides hanging with friends, showing off fits is my favorite part of going to events. Sadly, I didn't really get a chance to film the rest of the fits of the weekend. I had several wardrobe changes too. Oh well. Here's me failing at trying to film myself. I didn't have anywhere to stand the phone and I didn't want to ask my friends to step away from their games just to film me. Here's the old head room. This is where I spent most of my time. Mainly playing Vampire Savior, Alpha 2, and Third Strike, among other games. And here's the main ballroom. Okay, so this is the other qualm I mentioned earlier, which goes with the elevator situation. This room was packed. Everyone was way too close. You could barely move. It felt stuffy and kinda dangerous. I tried my best not to be in there. I forgot to sign up for Xrd, and after seeing that crowd, I was kinda happy I did forget. I played some Xrd sets and dipped. The only time I went back in that room was to cheer for fellow Austinites. We went out to eat. We had tacos, I think, that night. I forgot to take pictures. We were talking and joking around so much, I completely forgot to get footage. I changed clothes again and went back downstairs to get some late night gaming in. When conventions are held in a hotel, I like to take advantage of that, and I walk around in socks at night. The pool looks nice when it's dark. I didn't stay up too late because I wanted to be well rested for Vampire Savior at 10 a.m. Night night.
They went to sleep with not much on their mind because they're ditzy as fuck. Probably the smartest airhead you'll ever meet. So for the sake of the narrative, I'll embellish. They went to sleep thinking about the tournament to come. Will they go 0-2? Will they oversleep and miss the tournament entirely? Will they fall in their heels? Oh, they're wearing sneakers tomorrow. Clever. However, do you understand the fate of the fools who betrayed the truth?
We went to get a quick breakfast. I just got a chocolate croissant and a Milo latte. I love Milo. Was super happy to see that on the menu. Guile Win Quote hosts the Vampire Savior tournament. I think he also does Alpha 2, I'm not sure, but I love that he puts so much extra effort into the event. He gives you custom badges and has a bunch of prizes and raffles. He said he was inspired by his trip to Japan, and yeah, I understand. When in Japan, I had my eyes open to a whole new world. We're doing tournaments wrong here in America. We're way too focused on the competition. Like yeah, the competition is obviously a huge part of fighting games, but I feel like we went further into the big sports version of competition. It almost feels stiff and business-like, transactional. So just like Guile Win Quote, with my tournaments, I try to focus on the fun these games bring us. I try to refocus the attention to the community. Here's Grubby playing Sketch. I'm very impressed with them. They picked up Vampire Savior last year right before I started the Magician Vampire League. They really understand the game on a deep level, and they study it and know the finer details. That's very impressive to me. I used to be like that a very long time ago, when I was more of a sweaty player, but I don't think I was ever as dedicated as Grubby is. I'm super thankful to have them in our community. Makes it a lot easier to help teach new players. Transparency here? I have a hard time focusing on stuff. Even as I'm playing, I tend to zone out and start thinking of other things. Over the years, fighting game wise, it's gotten worse, because I don't actually care about winning, so I don't put effort into it. But having players like Grubby and Careless around me has really helped me learn to try and focus up. I can feel myself getting better at it. I'm really proud of the MBL Vampire members, and they all played so well. I'm so happy that 4 of us made top 8. 4 of us made top 8, that's sick. I think we can make Austin one of the strongest vampire communities in America. We went and got Indian food later. I never had buffet style Indian food, so I was skeptical, but it was really good. I tried to be open-minded with almost everything in life. The unknown is less scary when you're expecting not to know.
Pretty confident. You think being a trainee and growing up eating spicy food gives you immunity to stomach issues? You're getting old. What if your tummy isn't what it used to be?
After Indian food was Virtua Fighter. Shouts out to Lord Limey, who told me everything I know about this game. Like seriously, he really told me everything I know about this game, even if he doesn't know it. He used to run Virtua Fighter dojo sessions at Old FO, the old UFO location. At that time, I just moved to Austin and I was still getting settled in, so I missed them. And he moved. Still, I played him here and there on RPCS3, and I asked him random questions on Discord. He answers them so clearly and succinctly. He for sure made it easier to jump into this game. I still got bodied at this tournament though. The competition was pretty tough. I learned something new almost every round. I played pretty well though. I'm happy with my progress. By the way, I hosted a Virtua Fighter Cross Fighting Vipers simultaneous tournament. Check it out here. After you watch this, stay here and give this video a thumbs up real quick, and then watch that other video after. Oh, I usually don't like to give Johnny props, but this sequence by Stone was pretty damn cool. Guilty Gear Plus R is so fun. The Guilty Gear XX series in general is probably the most time I've ever spent playing a fighting game, especially Midnight Carnival. That was the first game I took legit seriously. Currently, I'm not great at Plus R. I'm pretty bad actually, but it's still one of my all-time favorite games. Everyone should at least try it. By the way, Jam is like probably my favorite character besides Felicia. She's like in her own category, untouchable. But Jam is like my favorite character. She plays exactly how I want to play. I feel like she's truly the extension of how I want to play in any fighting game. So yeah, I love Jam. She's cool. And her voice is part of her moveset. I don't care. Later that night, I popped in to watch the BlazBlue team tournament. It was super fun to watch. Everyone was having a good time. I gotta shout out fellow Austin TO, Swirly, who runs Austin Air Assault. They meet up at UFO Thursdays for anime nights. He's fostered a great BlazBlue scene here in Austin. I played original BlazBlue all those years ago on those whack-ass laggy cabs. I thought the game was good, but at that very specific time in my life, I just wasn't able to play much of anything actually. My life was moving super fast, so over the years, I just never played it again. Until I met Swirly. He showed me how to play and his love for the game made me want to pick it up. I knew he was a cool person immediately because when he was showing me how to play, he picked his main, 9, and did not hold back. That's the way to do it. Every local needs a TO like Swirly. My Thursdays are unfortunately really busy, so I miss a lot of the anime nights. But if you're in Austin or just visiting, make sure to show up on Thursdays at Arcade UFO. The day kinda flew by. I did so much, and recorded very little. Remembering to record footage is hard. We went to Waffle House. I think it was like 1 a.m. I'm not sure. I was trying to make going to Waffle House a thing we do every Texas Showdown. But this year, we found out they don't let you dine in after a certain time. Still, we had fun though. We even had an obligatory Waffle House experience. There was a lot going on while people were waiting outside for their food. It was pretty funny. When we were walking away after getting our food, some random person popped out of nowhere, as if they spawned out of the ether. And they got pretty close to Grubby and started incoherently saying something. We just walked off. It was so weird. Like, where did they come from? They just popped in.
Darkness. It holds you in peace, like your mom's arms.
Hello, I'm Che, aka the Peppered Cat, or Pep Cat, and I'm here with the famous Guile Win Quote.
The famous
Yes.
Guile Win Quote. Hello.
I don't want to give you like an intro, cause like you've been interviewed a lot now. You're a celebrity.
Don't say that.
So I feel like let's give you like a what do you want people to know when they land on your YouTube page?
That fighting games are cool. There's a lot of reasons why fighting games are cool, from how good they are competitively to how they are aesthetically to the background and how they're made. And a lot of games have not been given their time to be appreciated because the genre moves so fast, and especially in the West, we only focus on certain games, but all of these games have culminated into the genre to what the genre is now, and we need to appreciate all of it.
Yes, that was
Maybe that's too much.
that was extremely well said. I was like almost tearing up. God damn, that was good. Okay, so I don't want to make this an actual interview.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be a little bit pointed questions, and the rules of the game, as you can see, I have a hammer here. The rules of the game are: I ask you questions. If you get them wrong, I bonk you on the head.
Okay.
If you ask me a question, I bonk you on the head.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah, okay. True statements only. From
Yeah.
now on. Hopefully.
We'll see. Okay, so the first one. We're in Houston, actually. This is Texas Showdown.
Oh, shit. Geography.
Yeah. Are you from Houston?
Yes, I am.
You
born and raised.
Born and raised?
Born and
Okay,
raised.
alright. So this is you have to get this question right.
Oh, God.
What's the popular misquoted phrase, Houston, we have a problem, in reference to?
That is to the, I don't want to say it's the, I know it's something with space. I don't know what exact mission. Oh my God. It can't be Challenger. That would be horrible, right?
No.
Because
No.
people died
No.
and people use that all the time. Was it the first?
You're close.
Is it the Apollo 11, 12?
I'll give you a mini bomb.
Okay. Oh God.
A mini bomb.
That was cute.
You're,
Okay.
yeah, you're very close. Apollo 13.
Oh God.
The actual quote is, "Okay, Houston, we've had problems here."
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh
It was just
my-
misquoted a bunch of times.
Ah, wow. Okay. All right. I had no idea.
All right, next question. What's the name of the dimension Jeddah created?
Oh, Mackay? No, he didn't create Mackay.
No.
Ah, fuck.
You're close though.
Oh God. I don't know. Go ahead.
The Magician.
Ah, okay.
Yes. Who's your favorite straw hat?
Oh, Robin.
Robin. Hey, I was gonna say there's no wrong or right answer, but that's a very good answer.
It's Rob. Well, you know, a specific post time skip. I feel like they've sidelined her. She's like a plot device more than
Yes.
anything, and it
Yes.
hurts. But I'm hoping she got a new cut.
Yeah. I like the new cut.
So I'm hoping that I'm hoping she does more than just reads some stuff every chapter and we get some more development. But I feel like as bad as it like sounds, pre-time skip was about getting the crew, and post-time skip is about getting the One Piece.
Yes.
You know, like when's the last time has Brooke ever talked to Chopper? I don't know.
You're kind of right.
You know,
yeah.
like we don't have those crew dynamics anymore,
Yeah.
which sucks. But
Yeah.
One Piece is still the greatest of all time.
For
Okay.
real. Yeah, exactly.
So-
There's gonna be a lot of One Piece.
Okay,
for me,
thank
actually.
God.
Yeah, I love One Piece. I'd say my favorite is like probably Nami and Robin. I relate to Nami a lot, and Chopper.
I also love pre-time skip Frankie a lot.
Pre-time skip Frankie?
Yeah.
I like both, but why pre?
He was just like so. I love his design first of all, and I don't know, like you had all the random like Frankie Mech building the bridge, building the stairs. Like I feel like you don't get that. You know, our biggest L in One Piece. Like, there's a lot of
Yeah.
there's a lot of L's in One Piece. Biggest thing that like just drives me crazy right now. Frankie never talked to Vegapunk.
I could go on a whole thing about that.
Oh my-
It's so weird. That's such a
Like
weird
not
thing.
even a throwaway. Hey, I spent 2 years on your lab.
Yeah.
You know, whatever.
And nobody else brings it up.
Ah,
Like,
God.
that's such a major thing.
You know, Wano was supposed to be Zoro's arc. You know, okay, Sanji's my least favorite. I don't know if that's a
Yeah,
question. Sanji's
yeah.
my least favorite, but the worst part is that he gets the best written stuff. Like he's like he's like a sexual predator in 80% of it, and then he's peak in
Yeah.
20%. And it's like, oh my God, I hate it.
You can do a lot with that kind of character. That's why.
Yeah.
Actually, let me move because we're gonna keep going on
Okay,
about
sorry,
One
yeah,
Piece.
sorry.
Okay, we're in Texas.
Yes.
I'm actually not from Texas. I'm from New York. and
Okay.
I've eaten more tacos here in my life ever.
Okay,
Like,
okay.
So, do you like tacos?
I love tacos.
Yes. What's in salsa roja?
Okay.
Roja.
You know, my girlfriend, she's Latina. She comes from a family where they make homemade salsa every day, but we never eat red. We only eat green.
Oh damn.
So you know, okay. It's going to be The red dried peppers,
Okay.
whatever the hell they're called. Oh fuck.
You get points for that already.
Yeah.
Because I asked people that question and they have zero idea.
Okay.
You already get points for that.
You know,
I'll give you.
I think it starts with an A. Maybe the peppers, like the name of the peppers.
Well,
you buy them in the little dried packs. You know.
It's kind of a trick question because some of the peppers it varies. You could change it up.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's tomatoes, chilies.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Onions, garlic, cilantro.
Yeah. And you know, if we're making green, we're gonna throw some tomatillos in there.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Good. Okay. You know your stuff.
I think.
What's your go-to controller?
Just for fighting games or in general?
Or your favorite controller?
I think the best controller of all time is the 360 controller. The 360, but we're not playing fighting games on it.
Oh, okay.
We're not playing fighting games. If you're a pad player, yeah, I guess it depends on what you're playing, but I would say the Saturn controller is the best. But
It is cool.
I love, I just retired my wired 360 controller that I've had for like almost 20 years.
Damn.
I literally had to buy an Xbox One controller like 2 months ago, and I was like, oh my god, it's not the same. I love the 360 controller.
It is cool.
Besides the D-pad, but even
Yeah.
like I got used to the D-pad at some point,
Some people play fighting games on that D-pad.
Some people play it on the analog,
my
which is
God.
another question. But I mean,
Wow. I think my favorite of all time, like fighting stick, is the DOA4 Hori.
okay, yeah, I know which one you're talking about. So if we're talking about like sticks, I have a lot of sentimental value to the SE, the Mad Catz SE.
Yeah.
Just because that was my first like stick. That's where like, I ordered buttons from and like a Sanwa like JLF from Lizard Lick. This was before like arcade shock and everything. I had to get my dad to help me like remove the glue, like that red sticky glue that was in all the Mad Catz back then.
Yep.
So I have a sentimental value with that. But this is my plea. I'm never gonna play on leverless. I'm never going to play on pad. I'm only going to play on stick. We need someone do the math, someone do some magic. I want a thin stick that I can travel around with that's not heavy. Please. I don't know if it's possible physically, but someone figure it out so I don't have to carry around like something that's 20 pounds.
Yes. For real. Oh, this is a good question to lead into that. Square gate or octo gate?
Oh, it's square.
There is. Okay, I was gonna say there is a yes or a right or wrong.
It's square. A lot of the scene, we glazed Japan. All right.
Yeah.
We've done this for 20 years. They figured it out a million years ago. It should be a square. Okay.
Yes.
Don't complicate it.
Yeah,
all right?
exactly. Okay. Who's the first selectable French character in Street Fighter?
It's not Abel, is it?
I knew you.
No, it's Remy. It's Remy.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, is it not Remy?
You asked the question. That's why.
Oh, okay.
But you got it right.
Okay.
It is Remy. Do you want to try to name any other French characters in fighting games?
We got PL from Breaker's Revenge. We got sick. We got I guess would it be Jean? Jean, that's his name from Carnage, right?
Yeah.
I feel like there's got to be is there no French KOF character?
Oh wow. No.
That's very surprising.
Yeah, we have to be missing somebody.
Yeah.
That's impossible.
And I feel like is Kai from like Guilty Gear Kai in like the lore, like would he technically be from like France?
Boy.
He would be from France, right?
Oh boy.
I think so.
I think we should not talk on Guilty Gear lore.
Okay.
By the way, you asked a question, but that's off the books.
Okay.
Square, triangle, or circle?
Triangle.
Nice. Very interesting answer. I like that. That's what I was gonna say too. Besides seawater, what is Luffy weakest to?
Fucking people who give up, losers. I don't know. What is he weakest to? I guess food? Would he be weak? Oh no. He's afraid of something, huh? No, he's not afraid of bugs. I don't know. I don't want to ask So I'm just gonna say it out here. I wonder what he could be. Well, I wonder what the answer would be.
Blades.
Oh. Oh yeah, you're right. Even in like, I think it's kind of interesting in like have you played the One Piece TCG?
No.
So like they have like a little triangle system. Like it's not very important, but like like Zoro, he's like a slash character or something. So like if you play like a Zoro card against Buggy, like it doesn't do anything because like Buggy can't be cut. You know, I think it's like stuff like that. That's interesting.
Cool.
So they have that as well.
Nice. What ice cream would you be?
You know, for my entire life, I've been like cookies and cream, but recently, I don't know what switched in my brain. I've been addicted to like mint chocolate ice cream, and every time I tell people this, they think like I'm a sicko. They're like, "Ew, what the hell?" I think it's because like Wendy's got a thin mint frosty.
It's hella good.
I know, and so like I've just been addicted to mint chocolate ice cream.
Yeah. I don't even like Wendy's. I just go for that.
Sick.
You know what's funny?
What's up?
Mint is addictive.
I guess that's why they got me. Big Mint got me.
I found out. Well, let me go into a mini story here. I found that out because in 6th grade we had like a home ec class. I wasn't actually in the class. I just used to walk around.
Yeah.
I just walked in, and the teacher had us baking cookies, and we made chocolate chip cookies. My friend and I decided to put a bunch of mint in it. We got the entire school addicted.
The real question is, how was your 6th period? How you said in 6th grade?
6th grade.
How are you able to just walk away and bake cookies for that long without?
My school was terrible.
Okay.
We were one of those schools that you see in the movies where the kids are just ruling the school.
You had a Disney Channel school.
Yeah, it was a bad school.
Okay.
We had like 2 teachers per maybe 50 or something kids.
God.
So we were just roaming the hallways.
Okay.
It was fun. We learned nothing. Okay, fresh out of Goken's tutelage, who did Ryu and Ken first lose to? It's true, Ryu and Ken got bodied when they left the training.
Is it? All right, I don't know the answer to this, but I'm just gonna guess. I don't know. I feel like this is too deep of a lore. Is it Retsu? Did they get bodied by Retsu or something?
That's a good answer, but I don't know if it's canon.
Okay.
I'll give you half points for that.
Okay.
I won't bonk you. That's a good answer. I didn't even think of that. It might be correct in some lore.
I doubt it. I'm just thinking of like Street Fighter 1 characters who are like a master. Like
Yeah.
Like where does he fit in the story? I couldn't even tell you.
You're not gonna like the answer. It was Guile.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Where is this lore coming from?
It's Street Fighter Victory, the OVA.
Okay.
You should watch that episode. It's pretty funny.
Okay,
they got washed.
Because even in the timeline, like what we went through, like all of Street Fighter Alpha, you're telling me in Street Fighter 1 and Street Fighter Alpha, they never lost once.
That's the thing that's like I don't like.
Yeah,
because they don't show that beginning part.
Yeah, I mean, because it didn't exist yet, did it?
It kind of did. It was starting up when
Okay.
OVA started. And the thing is, when they left Goken, this is spoilers a little. I guess.
Yeah. They immediately just get their ass beat by Guile.
It's pretty instant. It's pretty instantaneous.
That's funny.
All right. My fave cabs are the Astro City and the Egret too. Egret? How do you say that?
Egret, yeah.
What's an egret?
Oh my god. Is it a bird?
Yes.
Okay.
It is. Nice. What's your favorite cab?
The New Net City.
Nice. Okay.
It's the last of the classic CRT Sega designs. So it's very sleek. It's very Y2K, and it's probably the easiest one to mess with because these things are gonna blow up and break.
Yeah.
So like all of the components are like on the bottom, and then like the CRT separated. So like you don't need to like take apart the whole thing to mess with it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's sick. I'm thinking maybe that's why I don't see them much around.
It's also they all ended up in like Europe for some reason, and plus like the most of the games that were on there were like Naomi stuff. So like you know like, have you ever seen like a stand-up Crazy Taxi?
Yes.
Yeah, like that's that cab for whatever. So like what they literally do, they take the candy cab and they just added longer legs. So you can like chop the legs of a stand-up Crazy Taxi and have a candy cab.
Interesting.
Technically, yeah.
That's funny. I just thought when you explained that, I think my most hated cab, just using it, is the Tekken 6 cabs. What were they on? I forgot what it was called.
Were they Blancs or Noirs? They're not noirs.
Not even though. Oh, it was like a. Damn, I don't know how to explain it. It was almost like a noir.
Okay.
But it was like the console was like in front of you, and they set the screen back.
Oh, I know which one you're talking
I
about.
forgot what it was called, but I hated it.
Yeah,
so
that
much.
one is very ugly. A lot of HD caps I think are like kind of ugly, except for like the view leaks because it's just like the view leaks.
Yeah. All right, you're stranded on an island. Which straw hat would you be stuck with?
Oh, Robin.
Right. I was expecting you to put, like say the Gunnar answer.
But if I wanted to get off this island, I guess it would have to be Frankie. It would have to be Frankie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I would probably say the same exact thing. Okay, this is the best question on here. Is Allbath a fair character? Answer the question, Guile Win Quote.
No, he's not. He's such an extreme fighting game design that I think is not good design in a vacuum, or like not in a vacuum, but within the context of Vampire Savior, I think it somehow works. Like in any other game, this would be stupid, it would be dumb, but characters are allowed to have really crazy options that I think even at a high level, you are like working with Allbath whenever you're playing against like other people who like know what they're doing. But no, like you can't say he's a fair character.
Yeah.
he has such an extreme and dumb design, if we're being honest. So.
That was a very good answer. I feel like he's an unfair character in an unfair game.
Yes.
They're all playing like monsters. So.
He's just very obviously unfair. I think that's like the thing.
Well, that's it. That's all the questions. I don't want to take most of your time. You've been hella busy this weekend.
Well,
Good stuff.
I'm just glad that all of you guys came out. I really genuinely, I think it's so cool that the Austin scene is like actually playing and really grinding. Like, whenever like you guys have been showing up and growing like every year, and like it's palpable. Like you can see like how much better you guys have gotten at the game. Like legitimately to the point where I could get away with not playing the game, like, and only playing at Texas Showdown and do fish stuff, for a few years. But like now, like I wouldn't even I didn't even enter the bracket because there wasn't a point. Like I know that you guys are like grinding. I wouldn't be able to. I'm not cheesing anything. You guys would like wash me, and so you Careless, Grubby especially. And I was really impressed by like Dobby too.
Yeah, Dobby started last year.
I've never. That was the first time I met them, and they're playing what I think is a pretty technical and hard character, and they were doing a lot of stuff, and they were keeping up with, the North American, top, like Sketch and Snugglebunz are like in, the top 5, top 10 of like North America, and so we have a lot of new blood like. Keeping up, it's cool.
Thank you.
And like this is like a very brutal and like genuinely like evil game where like you can get washed 100 times in a row just because like there's so many gaps. It's knowledge gaps, execution gaps. Like there's so much,
and it's constant rapid fire.
Yeah, and you don't get a break to think about the situation because once you thought about this situation, you're in another situation.
Yep.
You're in 3 more situations. So,
I keep telling them like, don't dwell on it. Just move on. You messed it up. Move on. The other thing's coming out right now.
And thankfully, Vampire's not a game that lets you dwell on it.
Yeah.
As soon as that round ends, dun,
yeah.
Because then you challenger. So I think it's awesome that you guys are doing that.
Thank you.
It's like very inspiring. I hope that Houston is kind of weird with fighting games. If you're not playing Third Strike, you're not playing anything. You know? So I would love to try to cultivate something like that. So it's really awesome.
It was tough to be honest, but yeah, we got it going. It's fun.
Sick.
Like it's funny because I don't actually play competitively.
Yeah.
Like it's Careless and the rest of them that made me like do all this stuff. I don't actually like doing this.
Really.
I just really like Vampire Savior, and I just wanted people to play it. And then when I moved to Austin, I met Careless. We were playing on like some janky cab, but we were still playing.
Yeah.
And that's
then
like
true love.
Yeah. It's been fun.
There's no other fighting game like it. I think it's like it's Capcom at their most experimental. You literally, like, whenever people are like, "Oh, we want a new Darkstalkers," not to be like a dumb boomer, but it's like you literally can't make a game like that anymore because what they did was lightning in a bottle experimentation, and like none of it makes sense on paper, and you just can't translate something like that.
It's tough.
So, it's, I don't know, it's like an end game fighting game to me. You know, this is like this is the genre at its most experimental and weird, and it somehow worked.
Yep.
So, play Vampire Savior is
Yes,
the
for real.
best
Play
fighting game of all
Vampire
time.
Hell it is. Well, thank you. Actually, for being a good sport, you could bump me.
Cute.
That interview almost didn't happen. They were constantly preoccupied with playing games, hanging out, and eating. And Guile Win Quote was very busy all weekend. Thankfully, Guile Win Quote notified them of a brief window to get it done. Lucky kitty. Must feel good skirting by disaster.
So day 3 started kinda rough. Some friends and myself entered a Guilty Gear Ice Skill tournament as well as other tournaments. Bunch of other tournaments were being held in that area at that same time. The TOs weren't showing up and things were taking long to set up. Turns out one person was running most of it. One person. Props to that TO though for eventually getting a handle of it all. While we were waiting, I played a lot of Sailor Moon. What's with the Gundam reference? Give me the lore in the comments. I tried Sailor Moon a few times here and there before, but I'm not a fan of Super Turbo type fighters, so it never grasped me. As I was walking around and watching, I saw that some of the players really knew what they were doing. So I figured now's the perfect time to actually learn the game. I ended up picking it up pretty quickly, and I had so much fun. It was so fun, in that spur of the moment, I entered the tournament. I came fourth. I surprised myself. I was able to pop in to catch the last bit of BlazBlue top 8. Look at our Austin locals doing work. Good job Javan and Swirly. Unfortunately, I missed a lot of the Third Strike top 8. I was all over the place. I got to see another fellow Austin player, Crimson, play. Good work, Crimson. He also got top 8 in Vampire Savior. The Tekken Tag 2 tournament was very fun. The crowd was having a blast. I haven't played Tag 2 in let me see. Wow. Wait, let me think. Ooh, 12 years? Yeah, I think it's been more than 12 years. Sheesh! I thought I could just get away with Nina and Kazuya nonsense, but legit players showed up and they were super good. They knew what they were doing. Still, I did pretty well. I kinda wish I practiced at least a little before the tournament. Because as the tournament went on, I started to remember things and I started warming up. Something activated when I whiff punished was a very deep electric. It was so sick. The wave dash went so far and the electric was so delayed. But I still managed to get the just frame. It was on reaction too. Genuinely, I think that was one of my favorite moments at Texas Showdown because the crowd was so hyped. It was really funny. I wish I recorded more of it. Speaking of Tekken, I don't play Tekken 8, but I made sure to brave the packed ballroom again to watch Lord Sickoby's matches, an Austin local that's extremely strong. I like watching him play because he seems so effortless. He plays like he's on his couch just chilling. His match against Wasulu was so sick. Sorry Wasulu, we're cool, but I had to root for the local homie. I'm so happy for you, Sickoby. Hey, I ran into James Chen, fellow Darkstalkers enjoyer. He legit loves the series, including Vampire Savior. We stood there talking about it for a bit. I felt kinda bad because other people were waiting to take pictures with him. I had to change the topic to get him to stop. I really appreciate the kind words he had for me and the league I started. He had nice praise for our scene here in Austin. Thanks, James Chen. After watching Tekken Top 8 and then getting in a few more casual games in, I got food by myself because I was pretty tired at that point and kinda needed some quiet time to myself. I lost my voice. I couldn't find it anywhere, so I gave up. Said quick laters to whoever I saw on the way out and then got on the bus and went back home. Overall, it was a very fun trip. I've been to Texas Showdown 3 times now, and each time was a nice experience. They run things well and mostly everything goes smoothly. I'd recommend going. Still, with all of that, even though I was having a great time, I couldn't help but think, I don't think I want to go to conventions anymore. Maybe I'm getting old, or it's just not for me anymore, or the fact that everything is getting so outrageously cost prohibitive. Plus, I love traveling, and no shade, but most places in America aren't exactly the best to visit. Like, I'd rather spend the money to go back to places like Tokyo. Or hey, I've never been to Lyon. The vampire scene is great there. I'm still on the fence of going to Combo Breaker. I signed up, but still, I'm unsure. The only thing keeping me wanting to go is getting to see friends again and turning more online friends into IRL friends. And that's the part I always come back to. It's really the people you're there with that makes the event. It's funny because most of the people I hung out with at Texas Showdown were locals I see every Friday anyway. I wish I wasn't so busy. We all seem too busy. We have to take time out to go on vacation to hang out with people you already see all the time. It's kind of funny, but also kind of sad. It sucks. I feel like it's more of a problem caused by our society and culture we have here in the States. I wish Texas and the rest of America had better mass transit. I truly believe that alone would make it easier for us to meet up. But anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to end it on such a deep tangent. Texas Showdown was fun. Had a great time. Thank you so much, Guile Win Quote, and being a good sport. Majors are great, but remember, support your locals. A lot of people don't even have a local to go to. So if you're one of the lucky ones, don't squander it. I swear, I have a forever feeling of trepidation when it comes to arcades. Throughout my years, I've seen arcades come and go. I grew up in the early 90s, Staten Island, and we had arcade cabs in laundromats and bodegas, groceries, they were everywhere. But they would disappear randomly. It was uncertain your favorite game would be there tomorrow. Even Chinatown Fair was suddenly gone. I never thought that it could happen, but poof, gone. So please support your local TOs, support your locals. Oh, and play Vampire Savior. It's the best fighting game ever. Times are rough, but we can get through it. Don't forget the C in FGC stands for community. We can brave the scary together.